Live from Honolulu, Hawaii, this is KGMB 9, First News at 5.
Swept up and stolen with hardly a trace. The mysterious disappearance of the kaʻai is still baffling the Hawaiian community. Rumor and innuendo have snowballed in the years since they have vanished. Tonight, Terry Okita and photographer Tim Rod begin their three-part special on the kaʻai that remains to be seen.
The afternoon of February 17th, 1994 would be the last time the kaʻai were officially seen.
And described the theft of the kaʻai as, quote, desecration of the highest order.
In the cover of darkness, up the stairs and down the corridor of Bishop Museum's Konia Hall, three thieves would execute a well-planned theft of the kaʻai. No break-in, no concrete clues. It was as if the kaʻai simply vanished.
Bishop Museum is supposed to be a place that have all the security, and how come they lost it?
That question and many more multiplied over the weeks and then months after their disappearance. Questions we'll try to unravel 1 year later. The two kaʻai are generally believed to be the deified remains of Chief Līloa, who was born and raised in Waipio Valley in the 16th century, and his grandson, Lonoikamakahiki. For centuries, Hawaiian Kanaka Maoli worshipped these remains, bound in highest regard in intricate woven caskets. It was the introduction of Christianity to the islands that would eventually lead to their theft more than a century later. In 1828, Queen Ka'ahumanu destroyed two significant Hawaiian heiau. One stood in Waipio Valley. It was called Haole Līloa.
She had heard that the kaʻai at Haole had been worshipped by people even after the overthrow of the old religion. So she was interested in putting a stop to this because she was very much of a recent convert to Christianity.
Ka'ahumanu sent the kaʻai and 26 other bundles of deified bones to a cave in Ka'avaloa. They hid there for 30 years until King Kamehameha IV transferred them to the royal tomb near Iolani Palace. Within the next 4 decades, the kaʻai would move 3 more times at the whim of Ali'i. An entry in Queen Lilikalā's diary, dated 1901, spoke of Līloa at the Royal Mausoleum. But the Ali'i quarreled over where the kaʻai should permanently rest, and 1 year after Queen Lilikalā's death, Prince Kuhio asked that the kaʻai temporarily be removed to Bishop Museum and be restored. That was 1918. That's where they stayed until 1994.
So where are the kaʻai now? Well, some say they are buried somewhere down there in Waipio Valley. Others believe the kaʻai are not even in Hawaii. Tomorrow we'll follow the trail of investigators as they work to solve this year-old mystery. In Waipio Valley on the Big Island, Terry Okita, KGMB 9 News.
Could the kaʻai have contained more than just the remains of 2 important Hawaiian chiefs? What if inside it contained millions of dollars worth of gold, diamonds, or other gems? That's one theory Terry will be checking into tomorrow.
Seems just about everyone has a theory about where the kaʻai are, who took them, and why. For instance, what if they were really stolen because of millions of dollars worth of jewelry hidden inside? The year-old mystery still goes unsolved, and Terry Okita and photographer Tim Rod check out the differing opinions on the kaʻai as we continue the series Remains to be Seen.
A proper burial seemed to be the hang-up for the Hawaiian community before the kaʻai were taken. So let's take a look at the sites at issue. Mauna Ala on Oahu is considered to be on the only sovereign land in Hawaii. Most of the Kamehameha and Kalakaua ali'i are buried there, and no one has ever desecrated the Royal Mausoleum.
I feel that because they were here last in this mausoleum, that it was most appropriate that they be placed here at Mauna Ala.
Those who favor Mauna Ala say the kaʻai cannot be fully protected in Waipio Valley on the Big Island, but there's a ground wave of support for the valley, and many believe when the kaʻai were taken, they were taken there.
I believe they're in Waipio Valley because they belong there, and that they were supposedly removed from that valley many years ago, and that now they have returned.
Hawaiian Kanaka Maoli believe Waipi'o possesses power and spirituality. Legend associates chiefs Līloa and Lonoikamakahiki to Waipi'o. The remains are believed to be encased in the Kāʻai, so for many, Waipi'o is a logical place for them.
But there's another theory that suggests the Kāʻai are not in Waipi'o Valley at all, and that theory could change the course of this investigation and the pages of our history books.
Jewelry, there's a lot of jewelry in there.
Where'd the jewelry come from?
From all over the world. Chinese gold, diamonds.
Inside the Kāʻai.
Henry Awai is a well-respected Hawaiian kupuna who says he saw the Kāʻai and the multi-million-dollar jewelry in 1959. He says they're not in Waipi'o.
Maybe it went up to the mainland already, where they can discharge all of the jewelry and the gold and everything that's in there.
Could the Kāʻai have been stolen not to free the remains locked up for 70 years, but for the basic desire of greed? We dug a little deeper, looking for archival evidence that could prove this theory correct. In our investigation, we found a list from Bishop Museum dated 1918. It says the Kāʻai were buried with a heavy gold signet ring, and another document from 1918, on the ring, a Hawaiian coat of arms and 2 diamonds. But we could find no evidence of this jewelry being inside the 400-year-old Kāʻai, just buried alongside them, and no value listed on the ring. The discovery of gemstones could have changed history. It would have meant explorers hit Hawaii shores hundreds of years before Captain Cook. But what archaeologists did find inside the Kāʻai could still change history. And whatever happened to that gold signet ring? Those intriguing findings and the official investigation into the theft of the Kāʻai tomorrow. In Waipi'o Valley, Terry Okita, KGMB 9 News.
And in that report tomorrow, Terry is going to tell us what happens now to the hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars, both state and federal, that have been appropriated for the protection and preservation of the Kāʻai.
The investigation into the theft, or what some would call the emancipation of the Kāʻai, is at a standstill. Now the Hawaiian community must decide what to do with the objects found inside and alongside the 2 relics. Tonight, Terry Okita and photographer Tim Rod complete their series on the Kāʻai that remains to be seen.
Last year, news of the theft hit the streets in force. Public notice went out calling for leads, but 1 year later, the suspects are still at large.
All those municipalities are doing nothing. They're baffled. They don't know what to do.
In fact, HPD's official line is that the investigation of the Kāʻai is put aside until further developments. And Honolulu Police Detective John Kamai refused time and again to talk with us on camera about this case.
KGMB 9 did obtain one list of people questioned by police about the theft. Some worked at Bishop Museum, others were connected to the Kāʻai in the past. No concrete evidence pinned any of these people on this list to the theft.
Even the FBI and a private investigator were said to be brought in, but still no arrests. The Bishop Museum does not believe this was an inside job.
We had no evidence of that. We conducted our own in-house investigations, obviously, in cooperation with the police. And no, it was just exquisitely well-timed and very professionally done.
The Office of Hawaiian Affairs still hopes for resolution in this case. But if the 2 Kāʻai are never found, OHA wants to know what happens to the objects buried with and in them, particularly a piece of metal and a piece of flax sail left out during research. It's important evidence that could make us rethink our history.
What it does is suggest contact with the outside world at a much earlier time than most scientists and historians and scholars have agreed to.
Those funerary objects and other items, including a gold and diamond signet ring buried alongside the Kāʻai, sit at Bishop Museum. Where they go next is up to the 3 parties who claim them: the Lilikalā Trust, Abigail Kawana-Nakoa, and the Governor's Office. But rather than being a divisive issue, some Hawaiians believe the theft will actually, eventually, bring them together.
The events will move into the spirituality of the Hawaiians. Hawaiians will begin to understand their connection to the land, to the sea, to their families.
Who knows if we'll ever see the kaʻai again? Some keep the faith that a new clue will break the case wide open. Others are satisfied with the unknown. And for those who do know their secret location, everyone hopes those few will keep the kaʻai safe, sound, and in good spirits. Terry Okita, KGMB 9 News.
In 1992, the Office of Hawaiian Affairs matched the state legislature's $200,000 funding for a new tomb for the kaʻai at Nu'uanu's Royal Mausoleum. Now that $400,000 sits in limbo at OHA.